So imagine this, it's June 14th, 1777, and the Continental Congress is in the middle of the American Revolution, fighting a battle that nobody's sure they'll win. But even amidst all the chaos, they decide that something's missing. An identity, a symbol. You know, something they can rally around, something that screams, we're not just colonies anymore. We're a new nation. And with that idea, they draft a resolution that's going to cement a symbol of freedom, unity, and resilience, the American flag, the stars and stripes. Let's roll back the clock to early 1777. The war's been dragging on, and while Washington's army is fighting for every inch, morale isn't exactly high. They're exhausted, outnumbered, and facing a much better equipped British force. The Continental Congress, meanwhile, is busy trying to govern a nation that's barely started to exist. They're moving from city to city, trying to avoid British raids while organizing supplies, troops, and a legal framework for a new country. It's in this environment that some of the leaders start thinking about symbols and identity. They know this isn't just about beating Britain, it's about forming a whole new country, and every country needs its symbols, right? Something that gives people a sense of who they are and what they stand for. The idea of a national flag wasn't entirely new. During the early years of the war, a number of flags had been used by the revolutionaries, including the Grand Union flag, a blend of British and American symbols. But as the fight dragged on, they needed a distinct banner, something that declared independence loudly and proudly. On June 14, 1777, the Continental Congress gathered in Philadelphia to discuss the need for a new flag. The decision wasn't just about branding, it was a statement. They weren't fighting as British subjects demanding better treatment anymore. No, this was a fight for something entirely new, a free and united country. So they made the move. Congress passed what's now called the Flag Resolution, which declared, resolved, that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. And there it was, the foundation for what would become the iconic American flag. But what's with the stars and stripes, right? Well, the design had specific meaning. The 13 stripes, those stood for the original 13 colonies that had banded together in defiance of the British crown. The 13 stars in a field of blue, they represented a new constellation, a new order in the night sky of nations, symbolizing unity, harmony, and the birth of something unique. Now there's some debate over who actually designed the flag. Legend has it that Betsy Ross, a seamstress from Philadelphia, sewed the first flag, but there's no concrete historical evidence to back this up. It's more of a cherished American myth. What we do know is that the flag design quickly caught on, and Betsy Ross's story became part of the folklore surrounding it. Once the flag resolution passed, the stars and stripes became a symbol of rebellion, unity, and hope. It was flown on battlefields, in town squares, and even on the ships of the fledgling American Navy. Soldiers carried it into battle, and it became a way for ordinary people to show their allegiance to the cause. The flag wasn't just about decoration, it was a unifying symbol. For people across the colonies, seeing the stars and stripes was a reminder that they weren't alone in their fight. They were part of something bigger than themselves, a collective push for freedom, a shared belief in independence. One of the first public displays of the new flag was on August 3, 1777 at Fort Schuyler, modern-day Rome, New York, when American forces raised it in defiance of a British attack. And you can bet that seeing that flag waving in the wind was a sight that fueled the American soldiers' resolve. But here's a little twist. The flag wasn't standardized back then. Different colonies and militias would use their own interpretations, so flags could have different numbers of stars or slight variations in design. The flag would continue to evolve as the United States grew, adding stars with each new state, but that core design, 13 stripes and a constellation of stars, would always remain. This new flag wasn't just a piece of cloth, it became a kind of glue, a way to unify the disparate colonies and make them feel part of a shared identity. Think about it. Each colony had its own way of doing things, its own culture and its own grievances. But when people saw the stars and stripes, they saw something they all believed in. It was a message to the British, too. Every time American forces flew that flag, they were declaring that they weren't just rebels, they were a people ready to forge their own path. Throughout the Revolutionary War, the Stars and Stripes flew at numerous battles and skirmishes, reminding soldiers why they were fighting. Whether it was raised at Valley Forge, carried at Saratoga, or flown in countless towns and cities, it was a visible reminder of the cause. To British troops, seeing the flag on the battlefield was a signal that the colonists weren't going to back down. Over time, it became more than just a war banner. It transformed into a representation of the revolutionary spirit. And as more people rallied under it, the flag turned into a nationwide emblem of the American struggle for independence, sparking a fierce pride among colonists. Fast forward to today, and the American flag, the Stars and Stripes, is one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. The flag resolution of June 14, 1777, laid the foundation for a symbol that would grow to represent freedom, resilience, and unity. Not just in America, but worldwide. Every flag flown since has traced its roots back to that single resolution in a time of war, when a group of colonies decided to create a new identity, one that would endure through centuries of change and become a cornerstone of American culture and history. The story of the American flag is more than the story of a resolution passed in Philadelphia. It's a story of people coming together under a common belief, despite the odds and in the face of a seemingly invincible enemy. And as that flag evolved, so did the nation it represented, growing from 13 struggling colonies into a nation that today continues to wave the Stars and Stripes as a symbol of resilience and freedom. And it all started with a simple resolution on a warm day in June 1777, a decision to create a symbol that would remind generations to come of the dream of liberty and unity that forged America.